Hello guys, this is Shiny Mudkip and welcome to the world of Pokemon. So as you can see the title of this video, you obviously don't know how to play Pokemon or are interested in playing Pokemon, or you just want to know what it is. So what is Pokemon? Well, let's look at the word for starters. Pokemon is actually an abbreviation for pocket monsters. Pocket as in goes in your pocket, monsters as in animals. This came around because of the Pokeball, which is a baseball size item which you use to catch the Pokemon and store in your pocket. The Pokemon that you then catch will become your companions, which you can battle with until you eventually make your way to the Elite Four and become the champion, which is the goal of the entire game. With little side quests like shutting down evil organizations, catching up with friends, and evolving and catching new Pokemon. So the Pokemon can be found in the tall grass, which you will be able to find just near the starting city. So if you're in Holland, for example, you'll be in Little Root Town. It'll just be to the north of the town. You'll be able to catch Pokemon in there. And if you are playing Sapphire, Ruby, or Aura, so Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, the Pokemon Professor there will give you a starter Pokemon. When you help him from a Poochyena, which is trying to attack him, he will let you then keep the Pokemon, which will be your starter Pokemon for the game. So if you choose Torchic, Trico, or Mudkip, that is your decision. So you might be wondering, what's the difference between these three starter Pokemon? Well, not only do they look different, but they have different types. Types is a very important concept in Pokemon because when you're battling, it is a very important mechanic for the battle. So if you are a fire type, you will be good against a grass type because fire burns grass, but you will be weak against a water type because water puts out fire. This is a concept that we call weaknesses and resistances, where your weaknesses is stuff that you're bad to, and resistances are stuff that is bad against you. For example, grass would be bad against a fire type. So when you start your Pokemon journey, if you choose the fire type Pokemon, your partner will choose a water type Pokemon. If you choose the grass, they will choose the fire, etc. They will always pick your weakness. That just adds another element because since they're AI, they're obviously not very good at battling, so they need all the help that they can get. So when you start battling your Pokemon, you will have different kinds of moves that you can use. You have these different items and options. But what is most important to start off with, all you need to know right now is that when you battle and when you win a battle, you will receive experience, and this experience will go towards your stats and eventually a level up. Leveling up is very important in Pokemon as it is one way to evolve your Pokemon. Different Pokemon evolve at different levels, but specifically looking at your starter Pokemon, they will evolve at level 16 and level 32. So if I have a Mudkip at level 5, when I level it up to level 16, so 11 levels later, it will turn into a Marshtomp. And then when I level it up to level 32, it will turn into a Swampert. Now, leveling up doesn't go to an infinite level. Once your Pokemon hit level 100, that is it. They do not level up anymore. They cannot receive experience. But even getting them up to level 100 is a massive challenge. So you normally feel more content that they are sitting at the level 100 than worried about that they're not getting up any more levels. Other ways that you can evolve your Pokemon include trading or using an item. For example, some Pokemon need a Firestone if they are a fire type to evolve into their next level. One common example that you might know is a Pikachu needs a Thunderstone to evolve into a Raichu. Okay, so you might be thinking, what is the importance of leveling up? It is actually very important because the more you level up, not only does your level increase, but so do your stats. So every single time you fight a wild Pokemon or somebody in a battle, you will receive stats accordingly. So specific Pokemon give you different stats. So for example, a Wurmple might give you an attack stat. If you attack 5 of them, when you level up, you will have 5 more attack stat points. So yeah, you have 6 main stat areas. You have the health points, which is how many health points your Pokemon has, you have the attack stats, the defense stats, the special attack stats, the special defense stats, and the speed, which we will go into more when we talk about moves. So you might be wondering, I've been talking about battling a lot, but how does the battling actually work? Well, Pokemon is a turn-based strategy game, which means, obviously, there are turns. So depending on which Pokemon you send out and which Pokemon your opponent sends out will determine who moves first. So I was talking about the speed stat before. If your Pokemon has a higher speed than the other Pokemon, you will move first. If they have a higher speed, they will move first. This can be very important, so you might want to have specific speedy Pokemon that go at the start of your battle, or just depending on what battle strategy you use. So now we're going to go into moves, which is the most important part for a Pokemon battle, because without moves, there's no battle. So you have two kinds of attacks. You have the damaging and the non-damaging. So the damaging split into two more groups. You have the special attacks and the physical attacks. So a special attack would be something like a thunderbolt or a flamethrower, which is not a physical move. It is done by another thing, so like the fire or the electricity. Whereas the physical attack would be something like a tackle or a body slam or anything like that. You can easily see this by looking at your Pokemon summary and just having a look at what kind of moves it is. So, as if you remember what we were talking about before with the special attack stats and the attack stats, if your Pokemon has more special attacking moves, like an Alakazam, for example, then you're going to want to have more special attack stat points so that your special attacks do more damage. Whereas if your Pokemon has more physical attacks, like a Slakoth, for example, then you might want to have more more attack stats so that the physical attacks do more. One more important thing for the damaging moves is that a stab bonus is a same type attack bonus, which every Pokemon has. So if you're a water type and you use a water type move, it will do 50% more damage than what the attack actually says. So say for example, it would normally do 20 attack. In this instance, it would be doing 30 attack. So into the next attack kind, there is the non-damaging attack. So that is also separated into two parts. We have the status and the status condition. So the status condition, let's just start off with that, refers to any kind of status inflicted thing. So say for example somebody hits you with a flamethrower, you have the possibility of becoming burnt. That is called a non-volatile attack move, because once you are hit with that burn, the only way you can get rid of it is going to the Pokemon Center or using a burn heal or another specific item that will cure it of the burn. So I'm just going to go through the attacks now, through the different non-volatile status conditions, and just tell you that the effect that they have. So we have the burn. Not only hurts you every single move, but also decreases your attack by half. When your Pokemon becomes frozen, it is unable to move. When a Pokemon is paralyzed, not only does it have a chance of not attacking that round, it also decreases the speed by 25%. When a Pokemon is poisoned, it will lose 1/8 of its health every single turn at the end, unless it is badly poisoned, in which case it will lose 1/16 of its health, then 2/16 of its health, then 3/16, etc., etc. And last but not least, we have the sleep status condition, in which case your Pokemon will go to sleep and has a possibility of not waking up for the next 7 moves. And for the second part of the non-damaging, we have the status. So your Pokemon may have a move that decreases the other Pokemon's stats just for the battle. Say for example, if your Pokemon has a Growl, Growl will lower the attack stat of the opposing Pokemon. I think you can lower it by 6 stages. So that Pokemon's attack stat, instead of doing the regular damage that it would do a largely decreased amount of damage over the time. But also, you may have a move that increases your defense. So, for example, Harden. Harden would increase your defense and thus make the Pokemon's attack also do less, but your defense, because your defense has increased. So yeah, guys, that's all. The game is actually really easy to figure out. So that's how it's purposely set up for new people. If you do have any other questions, though, make sure to look through the video again or leave a comment below. That's alright. That's it, guys. Shiny Mudkip, signing out.